going to go ahead and I'm calling call to order, and we're going to jump right into study session matters, and we have a presentation by our finance director Ryan Smith, reference to pension and OPEB liability update. Welcome, Ryan.
All right, thank you, Mayor, City Council. This study session item tonight is going to be a quick update of our pension and OPEB liabilities.
Can you just for the benefit of the public say what OPEB stands for?
Sure. So OPEB is our other post-employment benefits. So what it mostly amounts to is the after retirement health care that's provided to some employees by the city. So last year, for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2024, if you remember, CalPERS had a investment return of 9.3%. And that 9.3% in 2024 is what leads to the current year's valuation. So as you know, the assumed rate of return by CalPERS, or the discount rate, is 6.8%. So with a 9.3% return, there's actually a 2.5% experience gain compared to the prior year. So this chart here shows the funding status history from 2021 to current. As you remember, 2021, we had an 85% funded status, which was followed by I believe a 14% investment loss that year, which dropped our funded status down to 74%. Since then, we've had 3 years of gains, or 2 years of gains since then, culminating in a funded status of 77.96% as of the valuation in June 30th, 2024, which is our current valuation. So the valuations are always a year behind.
That's a good question.
Sure.
On the actual valuation, the accrued liability of $406 million, is that the amount that we expect to pay out in pensions if we were to stop the city right now, or does it reflect the kind of a discounted value?
Well, it's the actuarial value over time, so it is discounted to current rates, but of course that number changes every year with different experience, higher wages. That's going to cause that to go higher.
And longer lifespans.
Longer lifespans, yep.
Okay,
yeah, so
thank you.
Yep. So this year, CalPERS had a investment return of 11.6%. So with the assumed 6.8% gain, it leads to a 4.8% experience gain over the assumed rate. So what that means for liabilities going forward, we project in the valuation that we will get next August, we'll have a accrued liability of $419 million, with assets at CalPERS of $320 million, and our PARS assets at just about $19 million. That'll lead to an unfunded accrued liability of about $79 million, or 81% funded status.
Is the PARS our 115 trust?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And these are projected numbers. We won't know these actuals until next August.
But it seems like the accrued liability is increasing at a much greater rate. A much greater rate than the assets. And if that continues, that's not a good plan. And this is, I have to admit, this is not what I was hoping to see.
Well, actually, the liability is only increasing about $13 million from 24 to 25, and the investment projected return is going up about $22 million.
I understand. You're looking 1 year to the next.
Yeah.
I'm looking
over time.
over time. You
Yes.
can't just take one
Right.
year. But if you look at a average, this is, I was very excited in 2021 when we got
Right.
that to 53 million. We're all celebrating, and then we couldn't believe the next year we lost, we went so big into the hole.
And that's
Just,
really,
just from 2021, if we look at that, it went up, what is that, 65,000, and the funding went up 30,000.
yeah, that's the result of the one bad year.
No, that's the result. Oh,
I mean,
but you're saying in 2022 that
the
offset
assets,
everything else.
the assets really went down. in
But the
2022.
market is, a lot of this is factored based on what the market is doing. That's what I hear.
Yep.
So my question is, the market in 2025 is greater than what the market was in 2021, or maybe I'm wrong. But if it's greater in 2025, I would expect it to be under 53 million, the unfunded portion.
Yeah, I mean, you got to
Or it's a
remember,
cumulative issue.
you got to remember that just for an example, a 50% investment loss takes 100% gain to gain that all back. So
Okay.
it's the losses have much more impact than the gains do. So
That's why you're a finance director and I'm not, but it's just frustrating.
It's also a fiscal year, so it might throw off the numbers a little bit.
yeah, it's measured exactly at June 30th. So the market has a great day on June 30th. It's going to be reflected in our valuation regardless of what happens the next week.
Well, it's not the day, it's what
Well,
the value
right,
is at
yep.
that point.
That day, yep.
Right, not what it does that day. Just make sure that's
Yep.
clear. And still, it's we put in extra 3 million per year and all that. My expectation now that the market's at a solid, more solid than it's been the last few years. It's seeing 79, that's a lot better than 96, so I'm happy about that. But I was really hoping we were going to get back into the 50 million range.
Well, and another thing to remember is these gains are smoothed in over 5 years. So basically, if we have a $100 million gain, for example, we'll realize 20 million the first year, 40 million the second year, 60 million the third year.
Okay.
So these gains and losses are smoothed in to kind of help the city's budget. So we don't have to see huge losses and gains each year. It creates a little more smoothed pattern.
Isn't that just for the contribution amount? Because the assets with CalPERS, the 320 includes all, there's nothing smoothed in there, is it?
Oh, the assets, the gains are smoothed in. Yeah.
So we have more assets than that at CalPERS, is that what you're telling me?
What the actuarial asset is, yes, is when it's smoothed in and we get the full impact of our gains, we'll see our assets grow in the next few years with the last couple of years' gains.
Okay, that doesn't make
So
any
that
sense.
they don't apply all of our gain in 1 year. So yes, we're going to have more asset gains over the next couple of years based on last year's gain.
Okay,
So-
that doesn't, that doesn't make sense to me, because it seems like if our assets are what our assets are, right? So unless they're holding it like somewhere in another account that's sort of an unallocated gain, then is that what you're telling me?
Well, it's not, it's more on the liability. So our accrued liability, so when they set up our total liability, it's going to be split up by a number of different kind of slices of the pie.
Right, but
So
I thought,
each year's gains and losses.
but I thought that just is the amount of, that pie slicing just determines our normal contribution, not our actual liability and
Right,
assets.
it goes into our normal contribution and our UAL contribution each year.
Right.
make sure
okay,
that our
that makes
budgeting-
sense.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Any other questions? Yep. So what does this look like moving forward? Here we have the last few years charted and where we're at right now, and the goal is to lower that gap between the bar chart and the line chart. So, you know, we stated the goal to be fully funded by the time our Measure HH sales tax measure sunsets in 2036. And right now, we're still on track for that. But again, it's caveated by as long as CalPERS continues to make the 6.8% investment gain every year, which we know it's going to go up and down, and we continue to make our investments, our contributions, and our additional contributions, we'll stay on track to be fully funded before HH expires.
A question on this: isn't there some sort of inflection point with respect to the PEPRA employees?
Yeah, and
So
that's
does it kind of flatten a little bit?
it does. It begins to flatten. This calculation uses a 15-year PEPRA, so saying that in 15 years from now we're going to be fully PEPRA.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So it's using that assumption. So it's right on the edge of this chart. But yes, we would expect in 2040 for that to even flatten even more.
Flatten more. Okay.
So overall, CalPERS was 75.5% funded in 2023 and 79% funded in 2024. We as a city made $3 million in additional contribution in 2025 and have an additional $3 million budgeted in the current fiscal year. And our 20-year plan includes $30 million in additional contributions in the next 10 years, and that's above and beyond our required amount. So these are additional contributions to help us get that funded status to where we want it to be. And then the ratio of Classic to PEPRA employees. In 2018, it was 72% Classic, 28% PEPRA. As of last June 30th, 2024, we were at 53% PEPRA and 40% Classic. So we're really starting to see that shift between Classic and PEPRA. And why this is important, currently our total liability is made up by about 98% Classic. So the 47% Classic makes up about 98% of our liabilities right now. So as we begin to shift more towards PEPRA, we'll see that liability line really start to flatten out. So OPEB, this is our post-employment benefits. And
Wait, can you go back to the slide?
Sure.
I think it's important for people to understand what you're saying here, because really, as a council here, and anybody, what was it, 2013, I think, this one?
yeah, 2012,
Approximately.
Yep.
You know, we're trying to dig out from what decisions were made long before we were on here. So this is something that we inherited, the pensions from 2013 and prior, and we're doing our best. You know, when you look at these numbers, I know I was kind of critical a second ago, but, you know, hoping it was at 50 million deficit, even that's huge. But a lot of this was done long time ago, and we're trying to do our best to make up for those days. So I just think we need to be clear about that.
Yeah, and there's been quite a bit of changes over not only the PEPRA, but also how we have to report this in our financial statements over the last 15 years or so. And this is something that, like you said, it was created over the last 40 to 50 years.
Right.
And we're not going to be able to fix it in 1 or 2. It's going to take a little time. But I think we have a solid plan in place. And each year we're continuing to meet our goals to make sure that plan stays in place. And we're able to get this to a fully funded status, hopefully within the next 10 years.
Yeah, and if we didn't change our pension status in 2013 and it maintained to now, we'd be bankrupt.
It would be, yeah, much larger. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And then one other thing to add with last year's return. So CalPERS does I believe, a 3 or 4 year study I think it's 4 years. And this is coming to the end of the study, and they'll be meeting in November to discuss policy. And they previously had a policy to anytime an increase over 1% above their assumed rate, they were automatically going to decrease our discount rate. Anytime the discount rate is decreased, that's going to increase our liabilities. And they put a pause to that policy last year, so they're not automatically decreasing the discount rate. But I expect with a 11.6% return, I expect in November that CalPERS is going to lower our discount rate, probably 5 basis points, maybe 10. And that is going to mute some of the gains that we had through the investments. So
Right.
it was something to keep an eye on.
Well, I appreciate Councilmember Glenn Gredis on that point. But I won't say that we will be bankrupt. It will be a larger number, definitely. It will be concerning, not only from the eye of the public, but from a standpoint of our staff as well. But I don't want them to think that we're going to be bankrupt. They're all going to be freaking out.
No, that's not what I said. I said if we didn't change it.
Oh,
in
okay, didn't change it.
2013.
Got it. Okay, I thought I heard the other way around. Okay, well, thank you for that.
So now to quickly on OPEB. In 2024, which is the current valuation that we had done, our net OPEB liability decreased from $25.3 million to $26.4 million. Sorry, it decreased from 26.4 to 25.6. And we project that next year we're going to further reduce our net OPEB liability to 23.1. One of the main reasons for this is we've begun budgeting a $2 million additional contribution to our OPEB trust to help bring this to a higher funded status. Currently we're at 36.6% funded status. We project next year we'll be at 44% funded status. And really the difference between the pension and the OPEB is there is no required payments for OPEB to pay down the liability. With the pension, we have to pay CalPERS every year a required amount. OPEB does not have a required amount. But we are making a $2 million contribution last year, and over the next 2 budget cycles, it's budgeted to continue paying those liabilities down.
I have a question on that. How much, what are our annual payments for OPEB?
Right now, I think I don't know the exact numbers, what our retayees.
But it's is it just the retiree insurance premiums for healthcare? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So we're sort of paying as we go for those.
Right.
And then so that's our actual out-of-pocket cost every year.
Right.
And this liability is just kind of a theoretical on what that would be
Right. Over time.
Yep.
It's an actuarial, calculation based on the same types of things as pension with mortality rates, ages, all that too.
But there's no requirement for us to fund it other than the amount, our actual payments to the retirees each year.
Right.
Okay.
And our 115 trust that we've set up, when we get to a point that we feel comfortable, we can start using those funds to pay those annual as-you-go payments. So that's the end of my presentation. If anybody's got any other questions?
All right. Any questions?
Just a comment.
There it is.
So, again, thank you for this presentation. It's so important to us. It's one of the most critical things I think that we deal with. And I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. It's nice to have the numbers that we can trust. In the past, it's been an issue where not always presented the way, sometimes it was the way they thought we wanted to hear versus what it was. So I appreciate the fact that you work so hard and your whole team. I know it's not just you, but you could take the credit. But it's nice as a council to be able to rely on what we're being told. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I also want to say I really like the way that you've organized this information for the presentation. I think it's really good to see. Gives us about 5 years history to look at, and very pleased to see that we're on track to kind of zero out the liability at 2037, 36? 2037. Okay.
2037.
Thanks.
Yeah, and we'll continue to bring this update each year as we get new valuations and make sure that we're still on track. And if we're not, if we have a bad investment year, we'll bring the information and then we can pivot and have a new plan going forward. So,
Okay, to add on to Councilmember Grandis, and thank you, Ryan. I think that's why you're here.
thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
All right. All right. The next presentations we have for tonight is from our Police Sergeant Donnie Farmer, and he's going to present us information regarding synthetic kratom.
Good evening. My name is Donald Farmer. I've had the pleasure of working at Fountain Valley PD for the last 20 years. I'm currently in charge of the Special Investigative Unit as the supervisor, and that unit's responsible for overseeing narcotics, vice activities, gang enforcement, repeat offenders, and emerging crime trends. I've been asked to provide information regarding the substance kratom and its synthesized derivative 7-hydroxymetrotrygiene. And I'm probably going to, I think I mispronounced it, commonly referred to as 7-OH. As law enforcement professionals and as city representatives, it's our collective duty to ensure the safety and well-being of the residents we serve. I'm gonna. Do you all have this in front of you by chance?
Yes.
Okay, great. The executive summary. This memorandum provides an overview of kratom, Mitragyna speciosa, a plant-based substance that has gained increasing popularity in recent years as a stimulant and pain relief. Kratom is currently legal under both federal and California law, though some municipalities within the state have restricted or banned the sale and possession due to concerns regarding addiction, misuse, and lack of regulation. The purpose of this study session is to inform the City Council of kratom's legal status, health implications, law enforcement concerns, and possible policy options for the City of Fountain Valley. The intent is not to take immediate action, but to review available data and determine whether future regulation may be warranted. The background, kratom is derived from leaves from the Mitragyna speciosa tree, native to Southeast Asia. It has been traditionally used for energy, pain management, relief of opioid withdrawal symptoms. In the U.S., kratom is typically consumed as a powder, capsule, or tea. That's the substance itself. Pharmacology and effects. Primary active compounds, mitragynine and 7-OH, interact with the brain's opioid receptors. In low doses, it's like a stimulant. In high doses, it's like a sedative or analgesic effects, which is like an opiate. So it's different. It's kind of unique to this synthetic derivative here. Kratom versus hydroxykratom synthetic distinction. So there's kratom, and that's going to be defined, and then a distinction between that and this stuff that's synthesized. Dr. Stephen I, Chief of Service at Hoag Addiction Treatment Centers, described the synthetic kratom as 50 to 100 times stronger than the plant itself. So again, the kratom's been around for a long time, but the synthesized stuff is a new issue that we're dealing with. Reported adverse effects include nausea, itching, sweating, dry mouth, constipation, dependency, vomiting, loss of appetite, anorexia, insomnia, seizures, hallucinations, and withdrawal symptoms. Public health concerns. Both the FDA and the DEA have expressed concerns about kratom safety. In 2016, they considered making it a Schedule I controlled substance, and that did not happen. Pending legislation. There's been legislation proposed a couple times now. Currently, California Assembly Bill 1088 proposes statewide regulation on kratom and products containing 7-OH. So that's the derivative there. This would add kratom products to the state Sherman Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Law, prohibit the sales to under 21, require kratom packaging be child resistant and not attractive to children, addressing the marketing issues, setting limits on the concentration, 7-hydroxymetrotrygiene, a kratom alkaloid, So that's where you're going to see the 2% reference. And mandating online retailers using the age verification system. These restrictions align with similar laws already enacted in states like Texas, Arizona, Oklahoma, and Utah. Supporters, including law enforcement and public health groups, argue that the bill provides necessary consumer protections against accidental ingestion, addiction, and exposure among minors. Opponents contend that the limiting concentration could act as a de facto ban on certain kratom products, limiting access for those who use it for pain management or opioid withdrawal. If enacted, AB 1088 would represent California's first comprehensive kratom regulation. If the Assembly bill passes, the Assembly bill passed on June 2nd, 2025. It's been referred to the Senate Health Committee for consideration. We're still awaiting a final vote. As far as local and regional actions, while kratom is legal statewide, local ordinances in certain cities impose restrictions. In August 2025, the County Board of Supervisors enacted an ordinance that bans the sale and distribution of the synthetic kratom products in the unincorporated parts of the county. Synthetic kratom is defined as, in the context as context as products containing more than 2% of the potent compound 7-OH. San Diego, 2016, banned the manufacturing, sale, and distribution of possession of kratom, classifying it as a synthetic and psychoactive drug due to public health concerns. In 2019, a study by USD found 46.2% of vape shops in San Diego sold kratom despite the ban, indicating lax enforcement. Oceanside, the city, also in San Diego County, prohibits kratom sales, possession under a similar ordinance. Here in Orange County, Newport Beach, in May of 2024, Newport Beach enacted a ban on kratom sales, citing health risks and the need to protect consumers. Upon hearing about this request to inquire about this, I wanted to educate myself as to the actual matter in Fountain Valley. And myself and Officer Shaw on October 7th, we went around in a plainclothes undercover capacity, and we entered the local 6 of our local smoke shops. Of those 6, Officer Shaw, who looks like a cop, quite frankly, and I did undercover, they sold kratom, kratom, the normal product, to him at the Magnolia location. The one at Warner and Magnolia, they sold the synthetic version, 2 different versions, a pill and a liquid form. The third location sold a kratom product. The first one was a pill. The last one on Harbor sold a liquid form of kratom, not the synthetic kratom off of Harbor Boulevard. So we got pretty much all the above being sold within our city, is what I learned that night. Law enforcement considerations. The Fountain Valley Police Department has not observed significant criminal activity directly linked to kratom use or sales within the city. However, its unregulated availability in smoke shops and online presents potential for misuse. Neighboring jurisdictions' restrictions could also affect local consumption and enforcement challenges. So it matters what the cities around us are doing. Options for the City Council on the table, the whole spectrum, but 1, adopt a local ordinance modeled after the Orange County Board of Supervisors, similar to what they just passed. I'm more 2, since I typed this. I believe Huntington just enacted a similar ordinance that mimics the counties. Huntington Beach just did. Tustin just did as well. And that would prohibit sales of kratom products containing more than 2% of the potent compound 7-OH. Prohibit the sale of kratom products to children or adults under the age of 21. Require that kratom packaging be child resistant, not attractive. And mandate online retailers use an age verification system. 2, take no action and continue to monitor the state and federal developments, AB 1088. I spoke with a CNOA, California Narcotics Officers Association lobbyist today, who reached out, and he's a reputable source. His name's Ryan Sherman. He shared with me that it sounds like the derivative, the synthesized kratom product, the 7-OH, is likely going to be a Schedule I controlled substance. he didn't have any ETA or anything like that, but that's pending as well. But that's specific not to the kratom, but to the derivative. Consider an ordinance, number 3, consider an ordinance limiting or prohibiting kratom sales, distribution, or advertising within the city limits, similar to Newport Beach. Initiate public education campaigns on the risks of unregulated substances. Those are all options, and everything else is on the table as well. That's more or less the recap. I do want to share that I have gotten multiple phone calls over the last 2 days, quite several today for instance, and they've ranged from a mother with a sad story of losing her child to kratom overdose. She advised that that was the actual kratom substance, not the derivative, so the actual natural substance. There were 6, it sounds like via reputable sources cited in LA Times and per CNOA contact that I had, 6 overdose deaths of the synthetic derivative in LA County last month. Locally, I am not aware of any here within the city of Fountain Valley as far as overdose deaths or overdoses. Speaking with my partner is imperfect, but I checked our local management, our records management system, and did like a Google type search of kratom within our RMS report writing system, and I only found 1 instance, April of this year, so nothing alarming there as far as quantity. And then, but I did also learn of, I don't know why I didn't queue up in that, so that's imperfect, but I learned of a DUI arrest where someone, that was a part of the impairment that he was driving around impaired with. And that's what I have.
All right, thank you so much, Officer,
Yeah.
for the wealth of information for tonight on this topic matter. Before we dive into, for my colleague to have discussions, is any public comment on this matter?
Yes, we have quite a few people on Zoom waiting to comment.
How many do we have?
I believe 10.
Okay, 3 minutes. That's gone past 6:15. So I guess we gotta get to it. Thank you.
Reduce the time. To you.
If we reduce 10,
I've let everybody know on Zoom that we have quite a few speakers, so
okay.
if
They may
you're
not
going
take
to
that
repeat
long.
things. maybe-
Yeah, so just repeat for those who are on Zoom, if the same message is being carried, the rest, if you could either carry a different message or shorter, and if it's the same message, just say, the previous speaker have said the same thing. That'd be helpful, as we have a meeting at 6 p.m.
Our
Thank you.
first speaker
if they
is
want to.
Laura Romney.
It's their choice.
Can you hear me?
Laura?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. So my name is Laura Romney, and I'm the president of the International Plant and Herbal Alliance. But most importantly, I'm a patient with trigeminal neuralgia, which is nicknamed the suicide disease because it's very, very painful. I've had this condition for 13 years, and it's been brutal. I even had neural surgery and an implant in my face and failed on dozens of pharmaceuticals. But 8 years ago, I traded opioids for kratom, and now I'm thriving. With the opioid crisis in full swing, patients like myself are basically unable to access pain medication. It's really critical that alternatives are legal and accessible. Please, I'm begging you, do not ban whole leaf natural kratom. Instead, please responsibly regulate it so that it's adult use only, properly labeled, and that all products contain less than 1 milligram of synthetic, which is a 2% cap. And by the way, it's not difficult to make this distinction. Just a little bit of training is easy to do. 7-OH is not natural kratom. Please do not assume that these products are the same. Even the FDA and HHS at their July 29th press conference have distinguished between the two. I highly suggest you listen to this press conference. You'll learn a lot. Fountain Valley should be following the FDA's advice and banning 7-OH and not natural whole leaf kratom. Kratom has been used safely for thousands of years and has hundreds of peer-reviewed scientific studies to back it. 7-OH has 0. Recently, an 8-factor analysis was conducted on 7-OH to determine if it qualifies to be scheduled as Schedule 1. The results were shared with the DEA just a few weeks ago. The FDA's recommendation to schedule 7-OH has now been scientifically supported. we are awaiting the final word from the DEA on scheduling. I remind you that the FDA has said over and over again they are not suggesting a kratom ban, only a ban on 7-OH. Happily, there have been numerous California cities that have passed good ordinances that regulate kratom and ban 7-OH. Cities like Orange County, Riverside, and Laguna Niguel, which last night they just passed it. You did mention San Diego in your backup, but actually San Diego banned back in 2016 when the FDA first recommended kratom to be scheduled. What you may not know is that at that point, when the FDA was recommending scheduling of kratom, the DEA conducted an 8-factor analysis on kratom, and they refused to schedule it because of the embarrassingly poor evidence and the potential for a kratom ban to cause public harm. So again, this is why, a place like San Diego went ahead and banned at that time. It was kind of a knee-jerk reaction to what they thought would be a federal ban, but didn't turn out to be. I've sent your board an email inviting your board to take advantage of our kratom education. We work with localities all over the United States to help people understand kratom and good regulation and how to protect consumers. So again, contact me if you're interested in that. Again, please regulate and do not ban kratom. Instead, ban 7-OH and other synthetic derivatives so that your citizens can stay safe. Thank you
Laura,
very
your
much.
time is up. Thank you. Next speaker is Melody. Hello?
Hi, my name is Melody Wolf, and I wanted to talk to you tonight about the HHS FDA press conference that I participated in July. They asked me to participate as an 11-year daily kratom consumer to talk about its benefits and to differentiate it from 7-OH. I had to clear my comments before I even got up to speak. And both the HHS and the FDA, they were perfectly fine with what I was going to say. The benefits for me is I no longer need a walker or wheelchair. And even though I still have pain right now, I don't need any mobility aids. I have about 11 different painful conditions, and they had me bedridden for 8 years. Our home was so dismal that my kids, when they were in elementary school, they had to have fans on in their room at night to cover up the sounds of me crying in pain. That's no way for kids to have to grow up. And I just know that there are other moms that haven't either come across it or they just need more information about it. Anyhow, they asked me to speak knowing fully what I was going to say. And I've also been asked to speak at the 2024 U.S. Congressional briefing on kratom. And the chairman of the VA committee, Congressman Bergman, 3-star Marine General, he is very pro-kratom, and he was on the committee and asked me to speak. Now, 7-OH, I'm not talking about the tiny bit that can come right during the drying process, because there's a tiny bit that can occur. That is not what they're talking about. They're talking about when that tiny little bit is taken and synthesized to just something that no longer is kratom. In fact, at the U.S. Congressional briefing, Dr. McCurdy held up model representations, and he said these two do not look at all the same. And so the scientists at the highest level has determined that the problem is 7-OH, and that's what I would like off the shelves, and I would 100% support a ban against 7-OH. But please keep the plain powder available. There are people that is helping all day, every day. I'm one of them. I was able to provide a year of childcare for my granddaughter. My daughter's childcare center shut down 2 weeks before she had to go back. This was during COVID, so there is nothing left to go to. So I was able to move in with them and take care of a newborn for a year. And I did the same thing this summer. I was chasing a 3.5-year-old all over the local parks, and it's just meant a lot to my family. And then I'm going to have my husband, David, he's just going to put in just a couple statements about his experience being the husband of a wife that consumes it daily.
David, you're up.
Thank you very much. My name is Dave Wolf, and my wife has been, as she said, using plain powder kratom for 11 years. We buy it from only a vetted vendor who tests for purity. So it's not off the street stuff. It's just, and I take it, I'm a member of the 501st Legion. We do Star Wars costuming for like community and charity groups. And I take it for my sciatica. And I know that on days like that, I'm going to be on my feet for hours. So anyway, just wanted to report that kratom, just the natural leaf plain powder kratom, has given me my wife back, given my kids their mom back, and given my wife her mobility back. Just can't say enough good stuff about it. That's about all I have to say. Just, there's a huge difference between plain powder kratom and 7-hydroxy. That's the dangerous stuff. As a matter of fact, anything reported as a kratom death is usually 7-hydroxy that's broken down because it does not survive long in the bloodstream, and it breaks down so it looks like the person has ingested just a small amount of kratom. So that's where the biochemistry breaks down according to Dr. Christopher McCurdy. Nobody knows enough more about kratom than he does. So that's about all I had to say. Thank you very much.
Jennifer Gillis.
Hi, yes. My name is Jennifer Gillis. I'm a kratom consumer and advocate. 19 years ago, I was diagnosed with strain first myelitis and became a lifelong chronic pain patient. After losing access to prescription pain medicines through no fault of my own, I spent years struggling to manage my pain until I discovered Whole Leaf Kratom in May of 2019. It truly gave me my life back. Kratom has been the lifeline for so many people like me who just want to live a better quality of life. Whole Leaf Kratom, when properly tested and labeled, has helped countless people like myself have a better quality of life. What puts consumers at risk are the unregulated or enhanced 7-OH products being marketed as kratom, which are entirely different from the natural plant. As mentioned, even the FDA has acknowledged the difference during their press conference, stating their concern is with 7-OH and not Whole Leaf Kratom. I'm asking that you support regulations such as age restrictions, mandatory lab testing, accurate labeling, and limits on 7-OH. That protects public health while preserving the freedom of choice for responsible adults. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak. Thank you for your time. Have a great night.
Misty Brown. One second, Misty.
Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Misty Brown. I'm going to keep my testimony short and sweet so y'all can move along. I'd like to give a shout out to Rick for keeping the Zoom chat very professional. I like that. I was trapped in active addiction for 11 years. I was, part of the population that was overprescribed pain medication and such. And I was stuck in that addiction loop for a very long time. And what saved me was I was able to walk into a smoke shop and buy kratom in June of 2019. That's what stopped that whole addiction loop that I was in. So banning the sales doesn't make any sense. Someone like me is probably struggling in your community. So the old Misty, actually. So I walked in, I was ID'd, I was carded. The kratom was sitting behind a glass counter and it was locked up. So that's how I was able to attain it. And then my journey, I've been a kratom consumer and advocate and activist for almost 6.5 years now. I do want to say that there was a Knoxville cop. This is how potent the synthetic 7-OH products are. In June of this year, a Knoxville cop that was in uniform on duty got caught stealing the synthetic 7-OH products. And then in August, he quit. He resigned before the disciplinary hearing happened. So that's how powerful and potent these synthetic 7-OH products are. Addiction doesn't discriminate. I don't know what the cop is doing now. I hope he got help. Hopefully he found Whole Leaf Kratom because, Whole Leaf Kratom is an exit from addiction. These synthetic 7-OH products are an entrance into one. So please, y'all, do your due diligence. Know how to differentiate between Whole Leaf Kratom and synthetic 7-OH products. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak.
John Schinholzer.
I'm John Schenholzer, the Advocacy Director for American Veterans for Kratom Safe. I'm also a United States Marine Corps infantry veteran. And in 1982, I got clean and sober in the Marine Corps in between my second and third deployment. I've been in boots on the ground for 43 plus years in the recovering community. I'm a legend in this space. You know, I passed the Narcan bill in Virginia years ago, the first red state. Got Medicaid expanded to cover, you know, mental health and addiction. And just a long list of things, but also founded the largest nonprofit recovery community organization in Virginia with over 150 beds. So I've been dealing with this for decades. And I've been studying Kratom for 15 years now. And as a harm reduction tool goes, Kratom is by far the best harm reduction tool I've ever seen. I've seen literally thousands of people personally, but I know of tens of thousands nationwide who are able to pivot from a one-pill kills to powder Kratom, FDA regulatory packaged product. And alcoholics, meth addicts, crack addicts, prescription addicts, they're able to get off of these more dangerous products and on to Kratom. And Johns Hopkins proved through a study that Kratom does have a 3% addiction profile. However, alcohol has got an 18% addiction profile. Cannabis got 11% addiction profile. You go right down the list. Kratom has the best addiction profile of them all, and it's the powder. It's one of the easiest ones to get off of. Also, you know, Richmond, Virginia has like 5,000 inmates scattered around several municipality jails, which I have access to. I go into these jails regular and give them my hope shot and, you know, lead them to recovery. But I surveyed recently all the sheriffs, all the Commonwealth attorneys. We don't have one person locked up for a Kratom-related crime. It's not a public safety threat. And remember, the ones that get addicted to it, the very few small that do it, it's a mental illness at that point. You know, they know what they're doing. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Just please regulate it. Regulation works. And thank you so much for your time.
Anthony.
Hi, my name is Anthony, and I'm a lifelong California resident. I'm 29 years old, and I've been a Kratom user for 6 years. I'm not here to defend synthetic 7-hydroxy derivatives. I've never used them, and I fully agree they should be regulated or restricted. But please don't punish responsible adults who use natural Kratom leaf powder. It's a mild traditional plant that's been safely used for generations. I still struggle every day with anxiety, stress, and depression. The pressure of my life is constant, but Kratom is what gets me through it. It's the only thing that keeps me functional, stable, and able to provide for myself. Without it, I would likely fall back into alcoholism. Kratom didn't turn me into an addict. It helped me overcome crippling lethargy, rebuild my motivation, and become a small business owner. I'm living proof that Kratom can save lives. Lumping lab-tested Kratom leaf together with synthetic 7-OH is a scientific and moral mistake. Those synthetic capsules contain up to 1,000 times the alkaloid concentration of natural Kratom powder. Even the Federal Department of Health and Human Services reached out to the state a month ago, urging California to make that distinction clear. Texas chose a 7-OH limit over a blanket ban. Why can't we? The actions of our state's public health department are authoritarian and not making that distinction. How can we allow adults to legally buy alcohol and cigarettes, substances proven to kill, yet criminalize a natural plant that helps people live? Something like 500 people a day die from alcohol versus 1 reported death from Kratom powder with no confirmed evidence. Please do not force people like me back into despair and addiction. And a couple more things. Please stop using the term Kratom as a blanket term to describe 7-OH. This whole problem wasn't really an issue on people's radar until these synthesized alkaloids became popular, and these greedy 7-OH companies started marketing them as drugs and targeting teens and college kids with their online ads. As for the complaint about lacking an age limit, Misty, as she mentioned, was carded for the Kratom she purchased, and every smoke shop I've ever been to has made it clear that you need to be 18 or older, and 21 is a reasonable age as well. But, you know, we've got all these toxic, carcinogenic chemicals in our food and our everyday products and household goods, and we're allowing this stuff, like children, to be exposed to this stuff on a daily basis, warping their development and giving people cancer. So how is that less of a problem than a mildly habit-forming tea? Thank you for your time and compassion.
Dijon Evans. Dijon?
Hi, I'm sorry. Having troubles getting unmuted. My name is, excuse me, my name is Dion Evans, and I'm a 9-year Kratom consumer. I have been, I'm terminal. My medical conditions are very numerous. In 2016, with the opioid crisis and patients being denied medications or opiates, I kept trying to do it on my own, but I have the same as Laura Romney. I have full body CRPS and trigeminal neuralgia. They call them the suicide disease, and there's a reason for that. After 2 years of trying to make it on my own and not being able to do it, I was getting ready to take my own life. That's really hard for me to say because I have beautiful reasons to live and I love life. I was a UCI med student. I'm a California resident all of my life. And with Kratom, I have been able to at least get out of bed. For 15 years, I was bedridden and unable to do anything for myself. I had to have constant care. Kratom has allowed me to finally be able to get out of bed, into my wheelchair, and move about the house. I participated in rallies, and I have been able to enjoy my grandkids, and now I'm going to be a great grandma. I never thought I'd live to see my grandkids graduate from high school. Kratom gave me that. It allowed me to see them graduate. It allowed me to see one of them get married, and now I'm going to enjoy the birth of his daughter. If you ban Kratom, it's going to block a major lifeline for millions of people, whether it's addiction or whether it's pain or other medical issues like anxiety and depression. Kratom changes lives and it changes it for the better. Thank you.
Was that it, Dion? Next up is Allison Smith.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Fabulous, thank you. My name is Allison Smith, and I am the Director of Government Affairs for the Global Kratom Coalition. We are an alliance of consumers and scientific experts and industry leaders who are looking to enact regulations that ensure consumers have access to safe and regulated natural kratom. And I'm here today speaking to you virtually to protect, because we all have the same goal. We want to protect the public from harmful, concentrated, and adulterated products, and while protecting access to natural kratom for the 23 million Americans who choose to consume it. We at the GKC urge you to achieve this goal by regulating and banning synthetic concentrated 7-OH products. So there are 3 pillars for this. The first one being age gating, requiring ID verification at stores and keeping minors from purchasing these products. 2, requiring child-resistant packaging that's not attractive and ingredient labeling. And third, most importantly, ban adulterated synthetic concentrated 7-OH products. You can do this by establishing a conservative limit on 7-OH. Most municipalities and kratom regulations across the country have a 2% cap on 7-OH, which allows the natural leaf but eliminates high potency products. This way, you're keeping consumers in a regulated channel and away from gray markets. You're giving the city clear tools to seize non-compliant synthetic products. And this aligns with other jurisdictions such as Orange County, which you mentioned, Ventura, Riverside, and Laguna Niguel. This is the balanced approach that mirrors the direction of pending statewide legislation as well as recent federal action. And I won't repeat what everyone else said, but I will flag that the FDA did a single ascending dose clinical trial that was published in 2024 that demonstrated that natural kratom leaf is highly tolerable in humans, even at servings 6 times higher than the normal leaf consumed. And I'm happy to send you that report. Above all else, I remind you that natural kratom and concentrated synthetic 7-OH are not the same thing. And we can truly protect all consumers by taking a thoughtful, regulated approach. I thank you guys for your concern, and I welcome the opportunity to bring any additional studies, reports, and experts to your attention to help with your decision making. Thank you.
Maddie?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Maddie.
Awesome. Okay, here, I'll just start with my little speech that I wrote up. My name is Maddie, and I'm a white-collar professional in cybersecurity, a responsible kratom consumer, and living with multiple hormone deficiencies from a pituitary tumor. I'm here to urge you to support regulation, not prohibition. Let's be clear, 7-OH is not kratom. 7-OH is a synthetic, chemically manipulated compound that's far stronger than natural kratom and has no place in legitimate products at excess levels. When I say kratom is natural, I'm not being fallacious by stating that it being natural alone means safe. Natural kratom leaf contains only trace harmless levels of 7-OH, less than 1/100th of a percent, and has been used for hundreds of years and is in the same family as coffee. There have been no confirmed deaths from tested unadulterated kratom. The rare harms come from contaminated or synthetic products. The very problem the Kratom Consumer Protection Act, or the KCPA, is designed to solve and already has in 13 states. For many, kratom is a lifeline, a safe, natural tool that supports well-being, productivity, and quality of life where pharmaceuticals have failed. For my mother, she is unable to take prescription opioids without having significant side effects and becoming ill. She lives with severe rheumatoid arthritis and has a fusing spine. Kratom helped her walk again with less pain after years of suffering. And for me, someone who has battled multiple endocrine deficiencies caused by pituitary tumor, kratom restored energy, focus, and relief when the remaining symptoms such as pituitary apathy and fatigue couldn't be managed by hormone replacement therapy alone. It's helped me stay productive and successful in my career. I want to clarify one thing, and that's something that is misunderstood. Dependence is not addiction. Dependence simply means your body adapts to something like caffeine, antidepressants, or insulin. Addiction, on the other hand, means compulsive, harmful use despite negative consequences. Millions are dependent on caffeine, but we usually don't call ourselves coffee addicts, do we? The same principle applies here. Responsible kratom consumption can cause dependence in some, but it's not addiction usually. 7-OH is a different story. Please don't make people like my mother and I into criminals. We represent millions, we represent millions of responsible consumers who use kratom safely and legally every day. What we're asking for is simple oversight, not fear. Regulation, not prohibition. Support and let legislation be guided by tried and true regulations like the KCPA and similar laws that ensure products are tested, pure, and sold responsibly with age limits and labeling. Choose facts, choose compassion, choose regulation over prohibition. Thank you.
Susan?
Yes, hey. My name is Susan Cave. I'm also the mother of William Cave, who died at 32 years of age from raw leaf kratom. I'm also a member of Kratom Danger Awareness. I know you've heard from all of the pro-kratom people, but I want to explain to you why regulating kratom, raw leaf kratom, will not work. Kratom doesn't have a safety profile or standardized dosing. Labels and age restrictions do not change kratom's pharmacology. States that have passed regulation laws, like Nevada and Arizona, continue to see kratom-involved deaths. Raw kratom alone causes death, as proven by toxicology reports and medical examiner reports. There's over 40 alkaloids in raw kratom and still not a complete understanding of the two main ones, mitragynine and 7-hydroxymitragynine. The kratom plant and products made from kratom are extremely variable in their makeup. Every leaf is different depending on where it's grown overseas, the environmental growing conditions, how it's harvested, how long it's cured, how long it's allowed to ferment, and the manufacturer's processing technique. Mitragynine found in the raw kratom leaf is metabolized naturally inside the body into 7-hydroxymitragynine. Because of this fact, you cannot say that 7-hydroxymitragynine is a completely different substance than raw leaf kratom. They are one and the same. And most assuredly, a regulation or Consumer Protection Act will not stop this natural process that occurs in the body. And it's a known fact that kratom manufacturers, retailers, users, advocates say kratom is a do-it-yourself remedy for everything from pain, cough, and depression to diarrhea and addictions. Making medical claims about supplements is not even legal. Right now, there are online forums full of stories of people who became addicted to something they thought was going to help them. There are websites like Grow Kratom that actually warns the consumer to not use their product if they're subject to any form of drug testing. Regulations can't keep pace with a $1.5 billion kratom industry, and there will always be bad actors that will look into a market, will enter a market, find a product they can exploit, recreate it, synthesize it to become a product more addictive and deadly than ever before. Right now on social media, you can easily find links and websites with people giving step-by-step instruction on how to make 7-OH from raw kratom. Any regulation, no matter how strongly written, cannot stop the industry's manipulation of alkaloids,
Susan, your time is up.
cannot stop overdoses, and cannot prevent
Susan,
more
your time
families
is up.
from
Thank
suffering
you.
the loss mine has endured. Please consider.
Ryan Sherman.
Yes. Hi, can you hear me? Sorry about that.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Ryan Sherman. I'm with the California Narcotic Officers Association. Our mission is to educate the public and membership on the dangers of narcotic and drug abuse. The over 7,000 members of CNOA include state, local, and federal peace officers, prosecutors, law enforcement personnel, and other national and international associates. Today, I'm here to testify on behalf of CNOA and share with you our strong support for your proposal to prohibit the sale, distribution of 7-hydroxymitragynine and in the city of Fountain Valley. Medical research has shown that 7-OH binds to the same receptors in the brain as traditional opioids, creating a risk for dependency, withdrawal, and overdose, especially when combined with other substances. The CNOA has been working with state lawmakers in Sacramento to pass AB 1088 this year, and prior years we worked with other legislation as well. We've also been working with numerous city councils and boards of supervisors, urging them to take action. Most recently, this past week, the Riverside County Board of Supervisors approved an ordinance very similar to the proposal that you're seeing here, almost word for word identical to the Orange County proposal, which was adopted over the summer. We're also working with a number of other cities. I believe Tustin just this week voted to pass their first reading of an identical bill that mirrors the OC regulations. And Huntington Beach, we worked with them earlier this year as well. When they passed theirs, we're in the process of working with a number of cities and counties throughout the state. We urge your support to help us make sure that there's some consistent application of these laws, especially throughout Orange County for now. But we're hoping to get that through the state and eventually the nation. So I thank you for your time and urge you to please support this measure.
Aaron Berthold.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, Aaron.
Thanks for the opportunity to speak. My name is Dr. Aaron Berthold. I got my PhD at the University of Florida, where I spent 5 years looking at kratom and the pharmacology of the whole plant and its alkaloids. I think everyone's done a great job speaking to why kratom is important to them. So I'm not going to say too much. I think the distinction, even from the police officer, I think did a great job explaining the difference between these derivative compounds that are coming from the kratom leaf raw material and kratom leaf material itself. I don't know Fountain Valley's experience with hemp, but if it's been anything like it's been in other places, it's a similar situation where people are coming in and just making up all sorts of compounds and kind of sliding under the safety of that parent plant. So I would say 7-hydroxymitragynine is the compound right now, or 7-OH, that everyone's paying attention to. But if Fountain Valley were to do something, I would consider, banning any synthetic derivatives, just so you wouldn't have any issues in the future. And then just offer myself up as a resource. If you do plan to do something, you can always reach out to me, and I'm willing to help craft a regulation. Thank you.
I have no further requests to speak.
Great. Thank you so much, City Attorney. Mr. City Clerk. So we also, all of the council also receive a letter from, I just want to acknowledge, from Mr. Christopher Diné. He also talked about his experience with kratom, and he talks about the benefits of the natural kratom, and he also has a concern to the public danger reference to synthetic kratom, which is 7-OH. So I want to bring this up. It was an item that I brought it up because there was some concern on this product. But what I really was concerned is the synthetic kratom, which is the 7-OH. And I'd like to thank Sergeant Donald Farmer for today for bringing out the difference of the two, to bring also a little bit more knowledge on that. My concern is more on the synthetic kratom rather than the natural kratom. As you could see, actually, the natural kratom you could find in the tea product, and it's not harmful. It's the synthetic that I'm more concerned. That's why I want to bring up to our council to have these discussions, whether we are going to put forth an ordinance or ban on the reference to synthetic, which is 7-OH kratom, and I'd like to open the floor for further discussions. And I think Officer Donald Farmer has laid out some of actually 5 points what we should do. So before we make any decisions, I'd like to open the floor for my colleague. If there's any input, would you like to deliver?
Mr. Mayor, it does appear we have one more request to speak.
Oh, we do. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Let's see. Venus Usher.
Hi, thank you so much. Good evening. My name is Venus Usher, and I'm calling to ask you, I'm asking you to please keep plain leaf kratom legal and regulated responsibly. I've been consuming it for 8.5 years after an FDA-approved medication caused me 17 years of severe pain and misdiagnoses. Plain leaf kratom tea gave me my life back. It helps me function, stay clear-minded, and I can live with dignity again. But people are suffering because of misinformation. Marshall Price was sentenced to 10 years in prison for kratom, plain leaf kratom. He was murdered in jail. Shayna Brown now faces 10 years to life for the same thing, possessing a natural, unadulterated plant that helps people. These are not criminals. They are human beings caught in a broken system. Please don't turn patients into prisoners. Regulation saves lives. Bans destroy them. Thank you for your time, your compassion, and your willingness to hear the truth. And thank you for hearing me. I appreciate it.
No other requests to speak.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and close public comment now. Okay, I'll go ahead. We didn't close earlier for the public comments.
It wasn't a public hearing.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, go ahead.
I have something short.
Go ahead.
Sergeant Farmer, please, thank you. Great presentation, thank you. And I have a question, just out of curiosity. What would someone want with a something more than 2% of the potent compound 7-hydromitagene, the 7-OH? What would somebody want to do with something that's more than 2%, and what would happen to the person?
Simply put, my understanding is that they're seeking to get high.
Okay.
And a desired effect that they would feel, just like any drug.
Sure. So I kind of like the county's ordinance already, and have a question on that. There's 4 points on here. The last speaker, Erin, well, not the last speaker, but the second to the last, Erin Berthold, she talked about banning synthetic derivatives, but I don't specifically see that in any of the 4 points on here. Do we know if that is? Because if
For
it's
the
not.
county ordinance?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe
Yeah.
the verbiage is greater than 2%.
Okay.
My understanding of that is the greatest levels of anything natural falls beneath 2%. So it was a conservative point to have a distinction between the two. Anything greater than 2% would be synthesized in one of those products that would be essentially part of the ban.
Sure. So this is just my thoughts. I mean, I was leaning towards number 1 with specifying to ban synthetic derivatives.
That's great.
That was it. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else would like to chime in? Okay, Councilmember Grandis.
Yeah, I'm just curious, how would we enforce this?
To be very honest, I don't know. I would have to really look into that for the follow-through side of it, and I could do that and work with the city attorney and law enforcement. This is relatively new as far as these bans.
Is there, and this might, I don't know if anybody knows the answer to this, but are there any other of these types of products that are banned in Fountain Valley that are legal outside of Fountain Valley? Any kind of product?
Marijuana is banned in Fountain Valley. That's the simple one to compare to.
Okay. That was kind of banned everywhere, and then it was allowed in certain places, so a little bit different, but I see your point. And you said that the state legislature is kind of in the final stages of doing something with this?
Where it's at specifically, I don't want to misconstrue that, but
Assembly passed AB 1088 on June 2nd, 2025.
Yes.
And it's referred to the Senate Health Committee for consideration, where it's still awaiting a final vote.
So if the Senate bans it, then it's a statewide issue, and it'll be banned everywhere.
I believe so.
Okay. My thought on this is a little bit outside of our lane. I just don't know enough about it. I think we should rely on the professionals. You have the Orange County Healthcare Agency that's primarily responsible for stuff in Orange County. And it sounds like they're not too far off with the Senate making a final decision. So I would at least say let's wait to see what comes forward. If the state does something, we don't need a special ordinance in Fountain Valley. And if they don't, then we can then do an ordinance in Fountain Valley. I think that just makes the most sense.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Harper.
Yeah, I have a question. So, I guess my question is more about the best place for this ordinance, for this issue to be decided. And it seems like the county health care would normally make this kind of, I guess, decision, or the state. So I guess one question I have is, if the county passed an ordinance, doesn't that apply to everywhere in the county?
Right, I thought I heard during the presentation that it was only for the unincorporated areas of the county.
That's my understanding.
Yeah, and
Okay, well, couldn't they also issue a order from the county health department that applies to the whole county?
theoretically, generally speaking, the state passes general laws that are applicable statewide. City issues laws for its jurisdiction, county issues laws for its jurisdiction. But your example about a health directive makes sense. They did it with COVID. Theoretically, they could do it with Grantham.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it's, as Councilmember Grandis says, I think it's a little bit out of our lane. It doesn't seem like there's been a huge issue in Fountain Valley, and, you know, I don't want to wait until there is an issue, but at the same point, it seems like the county or state would be the place to take a lead on this issue.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Councilmember Constantine.
Sergeant Farmer, if I heard correctly, please correct me if I'm not right on this. Did you say that when you guys went out and bought this product at various stores, there was one place that was selling in Fountain Valley the 2%, the higher than 2% of the 7-OH?
Yes.
That's not okay.
All right.
Now that we know, we have a responsibility. This is not okay.
Thank you, Councilmember Constantine.
Thank you.
Well, as you have heard tonight, first I want to thank you to the public that speak up on these issues. A lot of them are in favor of kratom, but they are in favor of the natural kratom and not the synthetic. And I want to remind to my colleague that just yesterday, there was 4 deaths in kratom in the city of Fullerton. On October 13, there was 3 deaths in LA County. 1 death in Fountain Valley. To wait for the state to enact is too many. Explain that to the child of your resident when they pass away, because this is a decision that we can make here. Because if we don't pass this, and all we do is follow the county ordinance, which is prohibit the sale of kratom product containing more than 2% of the potent compound 7-hydroxamate triguanine. That is the key right there. So I am in favor that we need to follow the state. And this is not prohibiting the natural product, but the synthetic. It's a synthetic that kills people. And that's what we need to stand, and that's what we need to do to protect the resident of Fountain Valley and not wait for the state on the decision on this. How long that's going to take? A month, 2 months, 6 months, a year? We don't know. Of course, as you know, if it passed on the state bill, it got to go to the Senate. And the Senate's got to go to the governor's desk to sign off. How many more deaths do we need for us to make a decision? The decision is here, and I think that we need to pass an ordinance to follow the county.
But the
So-
county is just unincorporated.
The county's just in the.
Right,
unincorporated.
but we
Shame
follow
on them
their,
for that.
basically, I'm saying we follow their ordinance to prevent the ban on the synthetic product.
Yeah, well, shame on them for that,
Yeah,
just doing
so-
Well,
unincorporated.
you made a comment that I think there's a correction on. You said it has to go through the assembly still. It's already been passed
No,
in the
something already, I
assembly.
said already something. Now it needs to go to the Senate.
Now it needs to go to the Senate.
Then-
So I don't want this in our city. That's not the question whether we want it or don't want it in the city. The question is who's the right policy and how's the enforcement going to be in the ordinance. So maybe what we do is something in I hate to say the word compromise, but maybe what we do is start working on this in parallel with what the state's doing. And if the state beats us to it, they have more teeth. Let's follow the state, and we don't need to do it anymore in the city. But if it comes back and the state does not do it, then we go forward. So I think I want to go forward. I agree with you. It's just how we go forward. So whether it's the state or the city that takes the lead.
Your concern was, I think earlier, was how we're going to enforce this. I think that was your concern.
That's one of them, yeah.
Okay, so that's one. What is your second concern?
The actual policy, do we need it in the city of Fountain Valley if the state's going to move forward with it anyway?
My questions for you will be the timeline. If the state takes 6 months, as you know, it goes to the Senate floor, It has to go the first reading, second reading, and so forth. 6 months, you have a death in family. How do you explain that to the resident?
Okay, you're getting a bit dramatic. So first
No,
off,
that-
hold
that's
on, let me answer your question you asked me. So I'm not saying we don't want to do this. I don't know how long it would take us to do an ordinance. We would probably take several meetings to do it as well. I said, do it in parallel. And if you brought this up and this is so important to you, and the Senate is going to vote on this, my question to you is, why haven't you talked to Senator Tony Strickland and asked him when they're voting on it? Because you should know that answer.
It's going to be presented to them, and they don't know they have the vote for it. So they don't know.
When is it being presented to them?
I don't think, I kind of talked, he didn't give me an answer.
So again, I'm going to say, let's move forward, but let's do it in parallel with what the state's doing, and the state beats us to it. We're done.
So I will have to ask this question to our city attorney. Reference to the time, because you said if we adopt the county ordinance, is it much faster than create our own ordinance?
Sure, if we already had a template, of course.
It's still creating our own ordinance. We're just copying what they did. We still have to do our own ordinance.
Right, but the timeline's much shorter. That's what you're saying.
I don't know. How quickly can we do an ordinance? I don't know the answer to that.
Well, we'd have to set a public hearing, so that takes a
Right.
newspaper notice, then it takes a first read and a second read, which have to be 5 days apart, and then there's a 30-day wait period.
So we're into early next year. And the Senate may approve this at the next meeting. You don't know.
Then
So my point is, let's move forward, but if the state beats us to it, then we don't need to continue.
Okay, so the direction is to move forward with the alignment. Is that what you're saying? Move forward with alignment with the ordinance of this
Yes.
county? Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm okay with that. I just want to make sure that we move forward with following the county ordinance, and if like Councilmember Grandis, if the state comes out and pass the state ordinance references, that's great. But I think that, in my view, I think the city will move faster than the state.
For sure.
All right, Officer Farmer, you have the direction, I hope?
The direction?
Yes, I think that you're looking for direction for
So
tonight.
go forth on the
We'll-
one.
What we'll do is we'll prepare a template ordinance using the counties. That'll be in Fountain Valley's template, and we'll be ready when council wants us to move forward with with our own ordinance, assuming the state doesn't move forward with theirs.
One of the people who made a public comment has a draft ordinance as well, if council would be interested in seeing that as well.
They can go ahead and email it to me or the city clerk, or, sorry, Rick.
All right.
I will let
Yes,
them-
have them email to the city clerk, please.
All right, thank you so much, Officer Farmer.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we have a lot of people waiting here. Before I start, I just want to double check with my client. Do you need a few minutes recess, or you need a couple minutes recess? I like to use the restroom a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yes. All right, we'll take a 2-minute recess. We'll be back. Thank you. we understand that it's a little bit different than our normal meeting, which is supposedly held on Tuesday. Fortunately, the reason why it was moved, I appreciate my colleague. I was supposed to be in DC advocating for a city, for a fire station and whatnot, but due to the government shutdown, the trip got canceled, but we couldn't move the meeting around because my council member Glenn Grandis couldn't move his schedule, so I appreciate for
Well,
his.
I moved my schedule
that's
to
what I-
accommodate you.
that's
I
what- that's
couldn't
what I
change
said.
my flight again.
So he could move around, so I appreciate that. So that is why we have to move to our Thursday meeting. All right. Other than that, a call to order meeting. I appreciate for your patience that we had a little bit of a longer topic tonight, and we'll start a little bit later than anticipated. It is 6:40, and Mr. City Clerk, actually, let me take it back. We do have a invocations before we start. By, wait a minute, I have this wrong. I think it's a different name.
Pastor Chuck McElhaney.
Oh, I don't have it either. Okay.
Yeah, so Pastor Chaplain Chuck McElhaney, would you please lead us to the invocation?
Thank you. Thank you for this great opportunity and privilege. They call me Chaplain Chuck. I'm the chaplain at UCI Fountain Valley. And let me open up with an ancient prayer. I think it's apropos. O Lord, our Heavenly Father, high and mighty King of kings and Lord of lords, who dost from thy throne behold all the dwellers on earth, and reignest with power supreme and uncontrolled over all the kingdoms and empires and governments. Look down in mercy, we beseech thee, on these our American states, who have fled to thee from the rod of the oppressor and thrown themselves on thy gracious protection, desiring to be henceforth dependent only on thee. To thee have they appealed for the righteousness of their cause. To thee do they now look up for that countenance and support which thou alone canst give. Take them, therefore, Heavenly Father, under thy nurturing care. Give them wisdom in counsel and in valor in the field. Defeat the malicious designs of our cruel adversities. Convince them of the unrighteousness of their cause, and if they persist in their sanguinary purposes, of thine own unerring justice, sounding in their hearts, constrain them to drop the weapons of war from their unnerved hands in the day of battle. Be thou present, O God of wisdom, and direct the counsels of this honorable assembly. Enable them to settle things on the best and surest foundation, that the scene of blood may be speedily closed, that order, harmony, and peace may be effectually restored, and truth and justice, religion and piety prevail and flourish among the people. Preserve the health of their bodies and the vigor of their minds. Shower down on them and the millions they represent such temporal blessings as thou seest expedient for them in this world, and crown them with everlasting glory in the world to come. And all this we ask in the name and through the merits of Jesus Christ, thy Son and our Savior. Amen. That was the first prayer of the Continental Congress in 1774, and it helped stop the war back then, and it continues to stop wars and creates peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chaplain McElhaney. Councilmember Constantine, would you please lead us to the salute to the flag?
Sure. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Mr. City Clerk, would you please give a roll call?
Councilmember Constantine?
Here.
Councilmember Grandis?
Yes.
Councilmember Harper?
Here.
Vice Mayor, Vice Chair Canine? Mayor Chair Bowie?
Here.
All members are present except for Vice Mayor Canine.
Thank you. Once again, Vice Mayor Kunin is being excused for tonight's meeting due to a family matter. Okay. Mr. City Attorney, is there any reportable action from closed session?
There was no reportable action.
Thank you, sir. Mr. City Clerk, is there any supplemental communication?
There were two. There was study session item number 2 had a revised memo, and on item number 4, there was an amended staff report that has been given to City Council and the public out in the binder.
Thank you, sir. To our city manager, would you please give your update?
Thanks, Mayor and City Council. Wanted to share with the community, it's that time of the year again. Fountain Valley Fire Department will once again be supporting the 33rd Annual Spark of Love toy drive. This toy drive benefits local charities and nonprofit groups in our community that provide toys to kids who may otherwise not fully enjoy the magic of the holiday season. Community members can drop off new and unwrapped toys to the following places: the Fountain Valley City Hall, which is here, 10200 Slater Avenue, the Fountain Valley Community Recreation Center at 16400 Brookhurst Street, the Fountain Valley Fire Station number 1 at 17737 Bouchard Street, Fountain Valley Fire Station number 2 at 16767 New Hope Street, the Senior Center at 17967 Bouchard Street. Accepting donation is good until Christmas, so please donate new unwrapped toys to give a child a better Christmas season this year. For more information, please call our Deputy Fire Marshal Tang Nguyen at 714-593-4430 or Tang, T-H-A-N-G .Nguyen, N-G-U-Y-E-N at fountainvalley.gov. Well, there's a last chance for you to join our Monster Mash Bingo Bash this Friday, October 24th at 6 p.m. at the center at the center at Founders Village at 17967 Bouchard Street. All ages are welcome, so bring a friend or two and make it a night to remember. Sip spooky drinks, enjoy dinner, play bingo, dance to music, and compete in the costume contest. It's $25 per person, which includes dinner, 30 bingo cards, 1 dabber, and 1 non-alcoholic drink ticket. For more information, please call 714-593-4446. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, City Manager. For the mayor's update, I want to do something different. I want to call our Park Recreational Director to give the joyful holidays coming up, what we have in store, and give the update.
You look surprised.
He surprised me with this exact one a couple times, so I'm ready for it. So we are so excited for the first time with your leadership last year. We had our first holiday decorating contest, and this year we put it into our annual special events program. And the Community Services Department is excited to be hosting a Halloween house decorating contest. Unfortunately, that registration period is closed. We have 12 houses that registered for this year. You can go onto the city's website under the Parks and Recreation, and you can actually find a map of the homes that, the addresses of the homes that are in the decorating contest. So if any of the community want to go see these well-decorated homes, you can go see it. Judging will be the last week of October, right before Halloween, and there's 5 different categories, and those residents go to a nice sign and a photo on the website to display their house. And then we're really excited for our holiday decorating contest with 5 different holiday-themed like Winter Wonderland, Light Show, holiday house decorating contest for the month of December. Applications are due by December 1st online. If you go to the Recreation Department website, you can find the link there. And we just really want to create this festive atmosphere throughout our entire city for the months of October, November, and December. So if you have any questions, just go to the Fountain Valley website, Parks Recreation, and let's get out and decorate our homes this year.
Look forward to it. Thank you so much. Okay. The City of Fountain Valley is accepting applications from volunteers to participate on committees, commissions, and board. And the appointment will be for 2 years terms unless otherwise stated. And candidates for appointment must be resident of Fountain Valley and 18 years of age and or older. The deadline for application submission to the city clerk is 6 p.m. on December 18, 2025. And here are some of the position that is available. We have the Planning Commissions, Fountain Valley Community Foundations, Fountain Valley Housing and Community Development Advisory Board, Advisory Committee for Person with Disability, and Measure HH Oversight Committee. So please, if you're interested, reach out to our city clerk, Mr. Rick Miller right here. He can give you a lot more information as well if you need to know a little bit more details and commitment, time commitment, and so forth. Other than that, I also want to talk about last week, our Public Work Director, Mr. Rob Brazell, along with Park Recreational, Rob Brazell, and our Public Work Director, Scott Smith, and we went out to the 16.4 acre that the county generously award us, the extra acreage, and we were looking at the site for the first time, and it's moving fast over there. The county are bulldozing the land, to do their site, and of course we are still in waiting for our Public Work Director and Rob Brazell for the master plan and decide what we're going to do. And we'll keep the public updated as soon as we find out what is the decision from our staff and our city manager, what we are going to do with that extra 16.4 acres. Just want to keep everyone in the loop, and please keep an eye out for the update on that. I think that's going to be in the time of the new mayor that's coming in, whoever that might be. hint. So it'll be exciting for city. As you know, we have if we are going to meet all the requirement and build the state requirement, which is given to us 4,800 new housing. That the way I look at it, it's an influx of about 10,000 new residents, and we will need green space. So I'm very appreciative of the county that give that extra square footage in the green space. So for future residents. Other than that, that will conclude my mayor's message. Okay. All right. I want to ask my colleague, because tonight we have, passing two great individuals that play a big part in our city. Is it okay with my colleague that, because I don't want them to stay, wait too long, to recognize them, rather at the end of the meeting? Is it okay with it? I start with there first?
Of course.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. All right, so for the first person I really want to recognize is, unfortunately, it has shocked all of us and saddened all of us, is the former chief, Mr. Kevin Chow. And we have a memoriam to present to the family on behalf of the city, on behalf of a colleague, and on behalf of a resident for the tremendous love and work he has dedicated his life to serve this community. So Ms. Crescent, she's here. Oh, there you go. All right, so I'm going to read. Kevin was born and raised right here in Fountain Valley and graduated from Los Amigos High School in 1981. Soon after graduation, he joined the United States Marine Corps, where he served honorably with approximately 10 years, completing embassy duty in Moscow. Moscow, wow, I didn't know that. Stockholm and Helsinki. I'm not sure where that is. Anybody know where that is? Finland, wow. You must travel the world. That's great. I haven't, wow. And ending with Department of State Bureau of Diplomatic Security, serving in the Middle East. Kevin's heart remained here in Fountain Valley, and soon after completing his military services, he put himself through the Golden West Police Academy as a self-sponsored recruit. He began his career in Fountain Valley Police Department in 1990. Kevin served in many capacities during his tenure, with Fountain Valley PD, K-9 officer with his loyal partner Hank, SWAT team, senior officer, sergeant, detective sergeant, lieutenant, captain, and eventually become the police chief in July 2017. He served with distinction until he retired in December 2019 after 30 years of unwavering commitment to the city of Fountain Valley. Kevin is survived by his loving wife, Gretchen, and their two sons, Jeremy and Owen, who are his pride and joy. Being a father was without question one of Kevin's greatest honor, and it was an honor for us not only to, at least for me, to meet you for the first time, but both of your son. We attend the service which was held at the Hyundai headquarters, and what a beautiful ceremony, well deserved, well thought out by the POA and selecting the place, the venue. That was such an amazing place to memorialize your husband for the work he have put for the city. So I want to thank you for that. And with my colleague, I will ask them to join me and come down and present you in his memory a plaque. I will ask my colleague to please join me. In memory of former Chief Kevin Chow, the city of Fountain Valley extend its deepest sympathy to you in passing of your loved one, Mr. Kevin Chow.
We got one more comment.
One more comment. And you should have strong. You should try to.
I'm not dressed for it.
Good answer, good answer.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
All right. All right, the next person that I want to talk about is former Mayor Dr. Roger R. Stanton. And this is a statement from his son. So Dr. Roger R. Stanton grew up in Long Beach, California, and raised his 4 children in the city of Fountain Valley. Roger was the most loving and dedicated dad of 4 children and grandfather of Eileen, Nolan, Pierce, Donovan, and Adam. His service to the community as mayor of Fountain Valley and also supervisor of Orange County is unmatched, and so was the 53 years of his dedicate to Long Beach State as the longest tenure professor in Cal State University Long Beach history. Roger earned degrees from San Jose State, USC, and Harvard. He also served his country in the Air Force and was a proud member of the Peace Corps. Roger was an avid USC football fan and known for his extremely personable demeanor and his desire to serve. He never missed any of his children's sport games and was always on the sideline cheering on his boys with his video camera in hand. That's what I said. FV stands for family value. For what I'm here is truly a family value man. He loved spending time working out at Los Cabos Sport Club with his son Josh and Benji. And he also loved playing piano and all things politics. Roger was a big inspiration to all who knew and loved him and to our entire community. His son, Josh Stanton, signing out. So, once again, I'd like to invite my colleague that's come down and honor this wonderful man. Sounds like a man of family value, and present his son, Josh Stanton, with a plaque in his honor. On behalf of the city of Fountain extends its deepest sympathy to you in the passing of your loved one, Mr. Roger Stanton. Once again, our condolence to the family. What a beautiful big family. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Would you like to come in and take pictures? So this is.
Should we get everybody?
Yeah.
Everybody in.
You can start from this behind.
Nolan and I will.
Which camera?
No, we'll go here first.
We'll go here first, yeah.
Right here, we're looking at
Right here first?
Right here. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
And then Susan's over here.
Emma's eyes.
Thank you.
All right, over here, last one. Thanks a million.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
The mic is yours if you'd like to say a few words. You don't have to. If you like, or Josh.
Josh.
If you'd like to say a few words, the mic is yours.
Grandson.
Okay. You don't have, if you want to, you're welcome to.
Yeah, I'll say something.
Go ahead. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the mayor and the council, and also Maggie for honoring my father today. He loved the city of Fountain Valley so much, and he was proud to serve here, and also all the members in Orange County as supervisor as well. But his heart was here in Fountain Valley, and from my family and I, and all the grandchildren and everybody, we thank you so much for doing this for our father. God bless you.
Thank you. And well, that's the least we could do for your father. All right. Moving on for tonight's agenda. Well, we have some exciting news. The first one is presentations from our interim police chief, Rod Cox, on recognitions of CERT graduate.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council. If I could have Dewey Marine, William Hunter, Joy Garcia, and Kathy Nunez come down to the front, please. Joy likes to put me on stage and poke fun of me, so I've got to bring her up here and make sure she gets a part of that. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here tonight to celebrate a very important milestone for our city, the graduation of the first 6 members of the Fountain Valley Community Emergency Response Team 20-Hour CERT Academy. I know you're thinking there's only 4, so there's 2 that couldn't make it tonight. Robert Cassell and Donald Fox couldn't be here to celebrate with us tonight. This accomplishment represents more than just the completion of training. It marks the fulfillment of a City Council's strategic goal to establish Fountain Valley's first ever CERT program in partnership with the West County CERT Network. As many of you know, the 6 cities that make up West County CERT, Buena Park, Cypress, La Palma, Los Alamitos, Seal Beach, and Westminster, are located in the heart of Orange County, an active seismic zone capable of producing large and destructive earthquakes. History has shown us that when disaster strikes, standard emergency services alone cannot meet all the immediate needs of the community. Trained citizen responders play a critical role in saving lives and helping their neighbors when it matters most. That's what makes tonight's graduates so special, all of you. Through their commitment to learning, preparation, and service, they've stepped forward to strengthen the safety and resilience of our community. They represent the very best of what it means to be a Fountain Valley resident, ready, willing, and able to help others in times of need. I want to extend my sincere congratulations to our 6 graduates for their hard work and dedication, and my appreciation to the West County CERT instructors and program partners for helping bring this vision to life. For those wanting to attend the training and be part of the CERT team, our next CERT class will take place in the first quarter of 2026, and there'll be more to follow on social media with an invite out there to the community. Together, we'll build a safer, stronger, and more prepared Fountain Valley. Congratulations to each of you, and thank you for leading the way as the very first graduates of the Fountain Valley CERT program. Congratulations. Now, I'd like to open up the comments to City Council, but when we're done with the comments, if I could have each of you issue their hard-earned CERT backpacks. They've already been issued their hard helmets. I was going to make them wear them tonight. They didn't allow me to do that. Goggles, gloves, all the neat safety gear that they get, but now they get their backpack issued to them as graduates. So with that, I'll open up to any questions or comments you may have.
Yes, the only comment I have is the president of the RSVP is happy, Mr. White. So you have new certified that's joining your team.
Yeah.
Right, anybody else?
I just want to thank you guys for making a difference in our city. Unlike the mayor, I say FV stands for Fantastic Volunteers, and that's what you guys are, and that's what makes Fountain Valley so unique. You know, your willingness to make a difference in our community. So we really thank you for your willingness to do so.
Councilmember Harper, that's good. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank
All
you.
right. Congratulations to you. Oh.
I'm going to have them come down, take a picture, and then they're going to issue your bags.
Congratulations. Thank you.
So how much longer do they go in? Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations.
Actually, it was probably closer to 24.
Face forward, take a one-foot photo.
Yeah, get down here, Robert.
Part of the team.
You're properly dressed.
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3. Thank you. Perfect. Appreciate it.
All right, good job.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right. The exciting part of for tonight presentation will be with Ben Diatatelli from Community Service Supervisor to Diddley. Okay, Diddley from Community Service Supervisor for Citizen Academy Overview and President Recognition.
Ben Dieterle.
Can we all just get along?
I'll take any and all. It's all good. All right, good evening, Mayor, members of City Council, and residents. I am here tonight to share the success of a truly special program, the City of Fountain Valley's inaugural Citizens Academy. This initiative was designed to pull back the curtain on city government, giving our residents a 7-week comprehensive look at how their tax dollars and decisions translate into the essential services we all rely on. From our police department to fire department and our public works to our community development teams and literally everything in between. I also want to emphasize a key point. By launching this program, Fountain Valley is now proudly one of only 3 cities in all of Orange County to offer an academy of this caliber to its community. It's yet another tremendous point of pride for our city. The class itself was a fantastic cross-section of our city. We had a mixture of residents from young adults to our long-standing neighbors who've called Fountain Valley home for decades. They came ready to engage, ask tough questions, and learn. The overwhelming feedback was clear. They felt more knowledgeable about city operations, but more importantly, they left with a profound and renewed sense of pride in being a resident of Fountain Valley. But why take my word for it? We asked a few of our participants to share their experience in their own words. They did such a great job that I didn't even have to bribe them. So please enjoy this brief video showcasing the highlights of our first ever Citizens Academy.
My experience with the Citizens Academy has been very informational, very beneficial to me as just a citizen. I didn't know half the things that the city did for their citizens.
I've been participating in the Citizens Academy for Fountain Valley, and I can only say positive things about the learnings, my experience.
Overall, it was very informative. I lived in Fountain Valley for like 40 years, and I didn't know any of these things. Again, you just don't realize the intricacies that go into all of these departments.
So get to know a lot of the people in the city here that lived here for 40 to 50 years.
Knowing all the little bits and pieces that make our city a whole was just great to know.
Just walking away with a better understanding of how the entire city functions.
The Citizens Academy was a great experience for me. It was nice to help really launch this over at the council chambers and really to be part of the beginning of the process and then just to see their progress throughout these different weeks of learning.
Thank you, City of Fountain Valley, City of Fountain Valley team. I have had a wonderful experience and really encourage anyone who's interested in learning more about our city to participate.
You should come and check it out.
So obviously their enthusiasm for me is truly inspiring. And now we have the distinct honor of recognizing the dedicated individuals who formed this trailblazing inaugural graduating class of the Fountain Valley Citizens Academy. So to our graduates, as I call your name, please come forward to receive your certificate of completion. And I kindly ask that once you have your certificate, you remain standing here in the front so we may recognize you all as a distinguished group. And if I could have the mayor come down to pass out certificates. Elizabeth is the first. Elizabeth is the first one, but she's not here, so it's going to be Jessica's the first one. Okay. All right, so our first one is Elizabeth Andrade, and she couldn't be here tonight, so we have Jessica Avalos. Kristen Azcona.
come in after photo.
Tracy Cameron, who couldn't be here tonight, Cindy Cow, Vicky Charity McGuire, Elizabeth Curtis, Kim Flores, Terry Fricker, Brian Genovese, Josephine Golsher, Pat Hitchcock, who couldn't be here tonight, Kelly Hopkins, Lisa James,
Thank you, Mayor.
Mira Carolos, Carolyn Miller, Paul Moberg, Brian Noble, Mary Ellen Pasucci, Lori Quignano, Stephen Schwartz, Ashley Stillwell, Blaze Stillwell, Carrie Wakely, and Mike White.
So once again, congratulations to you all, and I look forward. We have planning commission coming up and other community for you to be part of the city.
Just, can I, Mr. Mayor, can I make a
Yes, of
comment?
course.
Yeah, I'd like to also thank staff, Ben Dieterle, thanks so much for all your hard efforts on this, this work. It's a great job. Thanks to all the department heads and directors that took part in the academy. I think it's a great program, and looking forward to the next year.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, Mr. City Clerk, just confirm with you, do we have any public speaker for unscheduled matter only?
We have one request to speak.
Okay.
Stephen Schwartz.
Mr. Mayor and council members, take a minute. Thank you for the Citizens Academy. It was a great experience. and I hope we do one soon again. So, but I'd like to talk a little bit, if I can get this back up, about our town hall meeting and charter cities. I attended the meeting and it was a great discussion. I learned a lot about charter cities and know what the difference is between what we are now and general law city. And I thank you for that. What I didn't hear, though, was why are we doing it? And why are we doing it now? There doesn't seem to be a clear, compelling reason to make sure to make such a major change at this time. We can continue to study it and revisit it if we find a compelling reason. Becoming a charter city would fundamentally change how Fountain Valley operates, and it would require an election. A decision like that, with this magnitude, should have broad community support, and at very least, a unanimous or almost unanimous city council. And if it's anything less like a 3-2 vote, it seems to me that it would only tear the city apart, and for no real reason. So, thank you.
All right.
I have no further requests to speak.
Okay. I know this is an unscheduled matter, but I'm just going to I think I can make a
brief response.
A brief
Okay.
response. So it's not, we've been going through this last 6 months now. So that will be my response to why we do it now, why are we doing it, and why we do it now. We have been going this for 6 months. All right, thank you. Mr. Secretary, how about any scheduled matter?
I have no requests to speak on any scheduled matter items.
Thank you. All right, on the consent calendar, items 1 through 4 will be approved simultaneously with one motion unless separate action or discussion is requested.
I'll move approval.
I second.
All right, we have a motion and a second.
Items 1 through 4 pass 4-0.
Thank you. All right, the next item is a public hearing to introduce a set for the first reading adoptions, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Fountain Valley repealing and reenacting portion of the Title 18 of the Fountain Valley Municipal Code, and consideration of a resolution setting forth finding for required amendment to 2025 California Building Code related to local climatic, topography, and geologic condition. Presentation by a building official, Mr. Derek Doggett.
Good evening, Mayor, members of City Council. Tonight, staff is presenting an ordinance repealing and reenacting Title 18 of the Fountain Valley Municipal Code. This action will formally adopt the 2025 California Building Standards Codes, which take effect statewide on January 1st of 2026. This action ensures the city remains in compliance with state law and continues to apply local provisions that reflects Fountain Valley's local building and safety needs. Along with this ordinance, staff is recommending the adoption of a resolution establishing findings that support our local amendments. These amendments are not new. They continue the provisions that we currently enforce and are necessary based on Fountain Valley's local climatic, topographic, and geologic conditions. Specifically, the amendments address earthquake safety, drainage, flood concerns, wind exposure from a seasonal Santa Ana condition, while maintaining fire and life safety standards such as our Class B roofing requirements, fire sprinkler requirements. Together, together, these updates ensure our building regulations remain current, consistent with state law, and appropriately tailored to protect health, safety, and the resiliency of our community. So, that concludes my presentation. I respectfully recommend that City Council open this public hearing, introduce the ordinance for first reading, along with the adoption of the resolution findings.
All right, thank you. I'll go ahead and,
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and open for a public hearing. And Mr. City Clerk, do we have anybody to request to speak on this item?
We have no request to speak.
Okay, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. And is there any question from my colleague?
You have a question.
Yes,
So,
Councilmember Harper.
yeah, what's the, now this is, why do we have to have an ordinance to adopt the state building codes? Aren't they automatically in place because they're state building codes?
So yes, that's correct, Councilmember Harper. If we are allowed to modify the state building standards codes, sorry. The state building standards code is a uniform standard for building that's supposed to apply statewide. A city can modify it based on its own climate topographical conditions. To do that, the city has to have an ordinance. That's what we're doing today. If we didn't have an ordinance, the state code would automatically apply unmodified. In other words, it wouldn't have the special provisions unique to Fountain Valley.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
All right, that's a great question. You know, it got stirred me thinking a little bit here. So have we modified anything that's derived differently from the state to meet or need?
Well, our local amendments would be reasonably necessary for our local our topography, our climate, you know, the Santa Ana winds. You know, we want to make sure that we have, you know, good fire-resistive roof coverings. The topography, dealing with a rural area, not a rural area, but an area where there's traffic and it takes a while to get to maybe a scene to fight a fire, so we have our fire sprinkler requirements. Those are just a couple that come to mind that we've carried over multiple code cycles. So this happens, this code adoption happens every 3 years with the state. We've pretty much carried these over for a few code cycles now.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions? All right, let's call for a motion on the item.
Mr. Mayor, can I read the title of the ordinance?
Yes, please.
Thank you. This is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Fountain Valley, California, repealing and reenacting Chapter 18 of the Fountain Valley Municipal Code and adopting the state building standards codes as modified.
All right.
I move the item.
Okay, we have a Councilmember Constantine to move the item. Do you have a second? I'll go ahead and second it.
Item number 5 passes 4-0.
Okay. First read and introductions of an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Fountain Valley, California, amending Chapter 14.17 of the Fountain Valley Municipal Code pertaining to the Cross Connections Control Program to be consistent with the City Cross Connections Control Management Plan and the State Water Resources Control Board's Cross Connections Control Policy Handbook. Presentations by Water Quality Technicians, Mr. Kevin Deason. I just want to make sure it's the right person. I'm looking at it.
That's correct.
Thank you.
It's kind of a tongue twister, huh?
Yes. Sure is.
Good evening, Mayor and council members and staff. My name is Kevin Deason. I am the Water Quality Technician for the city. I'm here for the consideration of an ordinance amending Fountain Valley's Municipal Code, Chapter 14.17, pertaining to the Cross Connection Control Program. Updating this ordinance would replace the outdated Title 17 language with the State Water Board's new Cross Connection Control Policy Handbook, which officially took over Title 17. This change will keep the city in full compliance with the state's regulation, strengthen protection of our drinking water system, and provide clear, consistent standards for our customers, testers, and staff. Staff recommends that the City Council approves the alternative number 1. I'm available if you guys have any additional questions.
All right, I'll go ahead and open for public hearing. Do you have anybody asking to speak on this item?
No request to speak.
Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing. To my colleague, would anybody have any questions? Hearing none? All right, do we have a motion?
I'll move the item.
Can I read the title?
Yes, go ahead,
Thank
sir.
you. In order to the City Council of the City of Fountain Valley, California, approving Code Amendment Number 25-blank to amend Chapter 1417 of the Fountain Valley Municipal Code pertaining to the Cross Connection Control Program.
I'll second.
All right.
Item number 6 passes 4-0.
Thank you, sir. All right,
Nice job.
I move on to the next item. It is an administrative items. Authorize staff to issue a purchase order to Wood Roger Inc. for design and construction management services for the well number 6 rehabilitation project for an amount not to exceed $105 and $300. Presentation by our senior civil engineer, Mr. Kyle Noki.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. The item I'll be presenting on tonight is issuing a purchase order to Wood Rogers for design and construction management services of the well number 6 rehabilitation project. A little background on well number 6. It was drilled in 1974. Historically, it has pumped 4,000 gallons per minute, which is about 15% of the water supply. It was last rehabilitated in 2008, and it began scheduled rehabilitation in 2018. But during the rehabilitation process, at the beginning, the contractor ran into an obstruction blocking removal of the well pump assembly. Since this well was operating efficiently, the pump assembly was put back, and we prioritized other wells that had more urgent needs. We've now completed those well rehabilitations, and we're coming back to well number 6. The scope for this project would be first to identify the obstruction preventing pump assembly removal, and then we would move on to the normal rehabilitation items such as conducting chemical and mechanical cleaning of the well, removing and replacing the pump, refurbishing the existing motor, and for this project we will also be removing and replacing the well house roof structure and the roof hatch. Staff solicited proposals from our 2 on-call hydrogeological consultants. We received proposals from both, and after reviewing both proposals, staff determined that Wood Rogers was the best suited consultant for this project based on their in-depth understanding and knowledge of the project. For a fiscal review, there's available budget in the adopted 20 fiscal year 25-26 budget, and it is going to be funded by the Water Fund. Additionally, as I stated before, Wood Rogers is one of our on-call consultants. They have an existing contract of $600,000, and this would be the first time we use them, so they'll have a remaining balance of about $500,000 after this project. For our recommendation, staff recommends that City Council authorize staff to issue a purchase order to Wood Rogers for the design and construction management services for well number 6 rehabilitation project in an amount not to exceed $105,300. And that concludes my presentation, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. I don't think we have any public comment, right? All right, to open the floor for the colleague.
You have some questions.
Councilmember Harper?
Thanks. So I'm just curious. So he said this well pumps 4,000 gallons a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Is the well operating 24 hours, 7 days a week, or is it like certain hours a day, or how often does it operate?
No, the city pumps, I believe it starts at 3 p.m. To take advantage of the lower electric rates or power rates, and we pump till about 9 a.m. in the morning when the reservoirs are full, and then we use the reservoirs throughout the day.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And then as far as the obstruction, you said that in 2018 they tried to remove the pump and they determined there was an obstruction. Was the obstruction like really close to the pump, or is it somewhere up, farther away? And then they we're able to put the pump back somehow?
Yeah, so that's going to be part of the scope for this project. I don't think we were able to determine where exactly the obstruction was in that rehab project. That the pump assembly itself is about 300 feet deep. So unless it takes, we probably will put a camera down the well to video it and see where that obstruction is so that we could figure out the best way to remove it.
Oh, okay. But the obstruction is apparently, I guess, not hampering the function of the well.
No, yeah, and that's why it was put back into regular operation, because it was operating efficiently already.
Yeah.
It was just, we had gone to that rehabilitation project as part of a regular cycle of rehabilitation. But since it was operating and we had other wells that needed rehabilitation more urgently.
So we're going back to the well again?
We're going back to the well again.
All right. All right, thank you.
All right, anybody else? All right, do we have a motion?
I'll move the item.
I'll second.
All right.
It's not cold, it's hot in here. Dying.
Item number 7 passes 4-0.
Okay. Next item is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Fountain Valley, California, approving the density bonus and affordable housing agreement for the Euclid and Howe residential project. Presentation by Principal Planner Stephen Ayers. Ayers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, Council, a little bit about this project before I get into the agreement. Euclid and Howe residential project was approved by the Planning Commission on June 25th of 2025, just a few months ago. It includes 606 units, 542 base units, and 64 density bonus units for an approved density of 33.5 dwelling units per acre. The project reserved 15% of its base units as affordable to low-income households. And of those affordable units, 82 will be low-income units and 1 manager unit. So the conditions of approval of Precise Plan 579 that was approved by Planning Commission require that the city and the developer enter into and record a density bonus and affordable housing agreement to implement the affordability of the units. The density bonus and affordable housing agreement will implement the terms and conditions for development, operation, maintenance, and management of the 82 affordable units for the 55-year affordability period, and affordable rents that are adjusted annually by the requirements of density bonus law. The density bonus and affordable housing agreement for this project complies with the density bonus law. It has been reviewed and agreed upon by our special counsel to the city on affordable housing and the city attorney and the developers council as well. So staff's recommendation to you tonight is to approve alternative number 1, adopt a resolution of the City Council of the City of Fountain Valley approving a density bonus and affordable housing agreement for the Euclid and Howe residential project. And that concludes my report.
All right. Any public comment? Okay. To my colleague, any discussion? No? Okay. Once again, thank you for the presentations. Once again, I have said in the past that this project, particularly this building, which is hosts senior 55 and older, I believe that having only 1 elevators is not sufficient. My concern, if the elevator requires maintenance, it will be down, giving the parts, if some of the parts are not made here, they're made from China or other country, and if there's a back order of parts, the elevator might be down for quite some time, and that's, to me, that's a little bit concerning, just having one elevator. But other than that, do you have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve. And, you know, did you say about if there was an emergency with the elevator situation?
I said that if the elevator breaks down and requires maintenance,
Well, there are stairs, and we have a rep here, actually, from Shop Off. Can we have him? I have a question for him, if that's okay.
I think it's okay. The item is enginized.
Okay, thank you. So my question is this. As far as the seniors go, it would be possible for them to be like on a ground floor as opposed to being higher. Am I correct on that, or is that not a, where is the senior area, just so the public is aware?
My name is Stephen Logan with Shop
Oh,
Off Realty
hi,
Investments. Well, it's a senior affordable facility, so
Yes.
there are levels of that seniors will be on all levels, including the ground floor.
Okay. It's approved. I mean, we don't have any way to make any modification. There's stairways. I know there's stairways.
Correct.
Besides the elevators. I don't understand why this is being brought up now. This is not the item. The item is for the affordable housing.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just saying that, if, I mean, it has not been built, it's at the pleasure of the developers to come back and, hey, you know what, we changed our mind, we want to add another second elevator. My concern is, as you have heard, it's 55 in order, and they're not on the first floor, they're going to be on the, could be on third floor, fourth floor. You might have a senior that have walking cane, and if the elevator is out of service, and they got to walk the stairs, it's going to be challenging. That's all I'm saying.
There is a manager on duty, because we saw the slide that talked about a manager residence. Am I correct on that?
Correct.
That's it. We're good. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Do we have
a
a motion?
first, we're waiting for a second.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay.
Item number 8 passes 4-0.
Okay. All right. Next item is, do we have any item for future considerations? All right. Hearing none. All right. I assume we don't have anybody for unscheduled matter, right?
We have no request to speak.
Okay. Council Member Glenn Grennis, would you please report AB 1234?
Yes, so Monday, October 13th, I attended the OCPA board meeting. I was attended remotely from Denver. I was on a work trip. On Thursday, October 16th, I attended the mayor's breakfast, and there was a great presentation from OCPA, the Orange County Power Authority. The city of Fountain Valley will be joining at this time next year. So if you have questions about green energy or savings on your bill or how it's going to work, there was a great presentation, and I want to thank the mayor for recording it. So it's, I believe, on the city YouTube channel and website, etc. So I encourage you to go take a look. And I also attended the Kiwanis meeting that day, and then that evening I attended the Fountain Valley Community Foundation board meeting, and then attended the volunteer meeting. Saturday, October 18th, attended the Charter City Town Hall. We had about 51 people or so there. I think Vice Mayor Canine had said there were approximately 15, 16 opinions. It was pretty split, evenly pro and against it. I would recommend, I believe that was also recorded, so if you didn't have a chance to attend, I recommend you go see it. This, doing a charter city is definitely a very significant change, and I recommend everybody be fully informed on whether you're in favor or against it. And then that evening was the Mayor's Ball, the Year of the Rose. What a fantastic event honoring our mayor. The food was spectacular. It was nice the four of us went, and Councilmember Constantine gave a nice or a verbal message to share. So it was nice that everybody was there to celebrate, and it was such a great event. And then on Monday, October 20th, I had the pleasure of attending the Huntington Beach Fire Department golf tournament. So I would like to encourage the Fountain Valley Fire Department to put on a golf tournament just like that one. That was really spectacular. And that's my report.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Glenn Grenis. Councilmember Kim Constantine, please.
Okay, so of all the events that I attended recently, the fire department open house was really, really fun, and had a great time as always. But I want to touch on something else, just informational. So we had our second town hall recently about the potential for the city of Fountain Valley to become a charter city. We had, like I said, a couple of town halls. We discussed it here. We had a study session. The mayor said we were talking about it for the past 6 months. Time flies. I didn't realize it went that fast. So anyway, there's still a survey on the city's website that's going to be open until October 29th. And then at our very next city council meeting, which is Tuesday, November 4th, the matter of the charter city will be on our city council agenda. And at that point, city council will vote, because I know some of the community is a little bit confused on what's going to be here. So it's going to be on our agenda, the next meeting, which is Tuesday, November 4th. We're going to vote. And if there's city council member consensus, you will see the item about the charter city possibility on your November 2026 election ballot, more than a year from now, and you'll get to vote on it if there's city council member consensus here when we vote. If there's not, well then, not so much. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Kim Constantine. I think this is the first time you actually give a report.
No, I do.
It's been a while.
I get a little shy talking.
Well, thank you for stepping up.
I do get shy. I am
I
shy.
guess Councilmember Glenn Grant has drew you enough for you to step up this time.
You can't be shy and be a council member. Doesn't work.
All right, Councilmember Patrick Harper, would you please give your report?
Thank you. On October 8th and October 9th, I attended the Cal Cities Conference in Long Beach, which is an annual conference put on by the League of California Cities. Cities from all over California are there, and it's a great chance to network, as well as attend some sessions which talk about issues of local and statewide interest. I attended one that was particularly interesting about plastics, and was this about some attorneys that were suing plastic producers on behalf of cities throughout the United States because they are basically not able to recycle the plastic. The plastic gets sold in stores, it becomes garbage, and then the cities have to do something with it. So their theory is that the plastic producers should pay the cities for the cost of disposing of plastic, which is pretty interesting. So my takeaway and ask for our residents is really try to cut down on our use of plastics, because there's the recycling, and I'm making air quotes, that plastics go through is really not very good. Aluminum's pretty good. Cardboard, they said, is good, but plastics, the chemicals just don't break down. They show up as in the soil as microplastics. So you've probably heard of PFAS, all those chemicals. So plastics, although they are convenient, as we all know, they're really bad for the environment. Then on October 15th, attended a PCTA board meeting. Also on the 15th, attended the city's Citizen Academy at graduation at the City Yard. On October 16th, attended I'm on the board of OCTA, and we had a District 1 Mayor's Forum where we invited the mayors and staff from the cities in District 1 to find out about what's going on at OCTA and how what transportation programs are in place, what the cities need from OCTA. It was a great discussion. Also on October 16th, attended the mayor's breakfast, and that was a great event. On October 18th, Saturday, Charter City Town Hall, and later that night, the Year of the Rose Gala at the Saigon Center. Great event for our esteemed mayor. We sort of got to relive, reminisce about his year as mayor. Not quite over, but you've accomplished a lot, so you got a lot to be proud of. And then on the 22nd, yesterday, attended OCTA Finance Committee meeting, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilmember Harper. So on October 18, I attend the Cal City Annual Expo along with Vice Mayor Jim Cunnin, and at time we have also Councilmember Patrick Harper with our city manager and the rest of our executive team. In the late afternoon, I attend OCSAN. Currently on the board of directors is actually my colleague here next to me, Glenn Grandis, but because he was unable to attend, I attend on his behalf as his alternate. On October 9, I attend the Chamber Network at night, and it was held at the Los Cap Sport. Great venue. The only problem is I think we were, for me, it was like there were so many players playing pickleball going out. So I was like, look at all these players going in and out. But it's a different outdoor, so it was a little bit different. So it was a great event. On October 11, I attend the Fountain Valley Fire Open House. And of course, the same morning, I attend our former police chief, Mr. Kevin Chow memorial service. And it was held at the, once again, the Hyundai headquarters. And what a beautiful venue. It was very well organized. It was great to see so many people out in the communities. Not only that, his friends, his colleagues, other officers from different cities coming out and show full support for, passing of Mr. Kevin Chow. So what an honor to have him as our former police chief. And and on October 13, I attend OCPA meeting out in Irvine, and it was a good presentations. And it was great to see my colleague zooming in and still conducting the meeting from far, far away. What state were you in at that time?
I was in Denver, Colorado.
There we go.
I didn't even know you were there.
Well, I was just the public. I was just there as a public. Okay. And on October 14, once again, we met with our Public Work Director, Scott Smith, and our Park Commissioner, Rob Brazell. We were visiting, first time, the 16.4 acre from the county land. So what a great observations from the new land that we just acquired from them.
Well, you give Councilmember Constantine a hard time for never giving a report. It's nice that you gave a nice full report tonight of your activities.
All right. On, let's see. Okay, on October 16, it was the mayor's breakfast. I want to thank you to all my colleague that was there. Of course, many executive team was there as well. City manager was there as well. So thank you for everyone for being there to support the mayor's message. Breakfast, I should say. And in the late afternoon, I attend the OC Forum, Redistricting in California and what it means for OC. And later on in that same day, I attend OCTA Mayor's Forum. As you know, our council member, Patrick Harper, sits on OCTA representing our city, and he has done a phenomenal job asking the right questions, great questions, for the interest of our city. So I appreciate Director, I can call you Director because you sit on there as a Director. So I appreciate Director Patrick Harper, your insight reference to the OCTA Mayor's Forum. On October 17, I attend, once again, OCSEN meeting in the morning. And on October 18, We had a charter city town hall. Once again, it was well represented. We get to hear a lot of great input, and hopefully those who came out, I'll look forward to see them again November 4th, or we're looking forward to see new audience coming out and share their thoughts on November 4th, where this topic will be discussed and voted on November 4th. And late in the evening, we have the Rose Gala, and I actually let me go through the other list, and I have something to talk about that. Let me see. I'll make sure I got everything covered. And on October 21st, I attend OCSAN Pan Pacific. Hold on, let me look at my notes. Yeah, Pan Pacific tax revenue and sales tax discussions with the colleagues, because there was a topic on reference that. And as well, at the end of the day, I attend the let me look. I'm sorry. I'm writing so small I can't even read my own writing. I need to start bringing my glasses next time. Okay, I'm sorry. October 22nd, we attend the OC Steering Committee and the OCSAN meeting. And you will give us an update next time you go, because you sit on the steering committee. I was just there commenting as a public. So, our director on that steering committee is Glenn Guedes, and I look forward for the update next time. What is the outcome of that? We'll look forward for the update on that. In reference to the Rose Gala that we just had over the weekend, I said, wow, what a night. The Rose Gala was a huge success, and I just want to say a big thank you to the Fountain Valley Chamber of Commerce for putting on such amazing event. You truly outbid yourself. So thank you, Debbie Kelly and her amazing team from the Chamber of Commerce for the work they have put in. I love the AI John Wayne speech. That was a pure genius. Only in family could we blend a touch of Hollywood with a whole lot of heart. To our wonderful sponsors and to our every fabulous volunteers, you have made the night sparkle. I can't thank you enough. You know who you are. And you made it unforgettable. Here is another great year of teamwork, laughter, and community pride. Fountain Valley really a nice place to live. To my colleague, fabulous volunteers, that night I call it family value. And to celebrate. Once again, thank you. And our meeting is adjourned for tonight. And our next meeting will be held on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, right here at 6 p.m. in the Fountain Valley Council Chamber. Once again, thank you and good night.